All right, well, you're finishing up this year. This is lesson number 8, and you're going to be talking about the difference between healthy love and fantasy love. This lesson is no exception from the rest in that you're going to dive into a deeper topic. You're going to get to know your daughter's heart and the ideas that she has around romance and dating and boys, and just there's a lot of confusion in our culture. So you're going to get an idea of what she's taking in as her own, what she's putting up boundaries against, and her questions about what God has to say about this. You're going to get a chance to share a bit of your own experiences with romance and the reality, if you've been married a little while, of how that's gone. And I think what I want at the bottom of this conversation, when you shake it all out, I really want your daughter to be more curious about what God's design is for love, the purpose for it, and really how healthy love honors us as women as much as it does honor God. There's so much about dating and relationships and love that you're going to be covering over the next many years with her. But today you're going to be talking more about the difference between toxic kind of love. And as you watch social media, movies, just our day-to-day interaction with what we think love is, our culture has confused love with sex. It's a pretty clear overlap, and God doesn't define love that way. In fact, we don't even have to be married or in romance to experience the kind of love that God designs. And yet, romance and sex is a part of his long-lasting romance of marriage, but it isn't the only thing. In fact, we define, my husband and I, when we're doing teachings on sexuality and healthy relationships, we always define sex actually as the dessert. There's so much about a relationship that we have to learn in being friends, learning to honor one another's voice, to encourage one another, the gifts that God has given us. There's so much that your daughter can learn about romance and love outside of what she's learning in the culture around her, or what's being modeled day to day in her school and in her friendships, and from other actually young adults who are modeling to her. So tease it out this month. Shake it out and to see what is of God, what is not. And honestly, there's not a clear-cut road of what everybody's story is supposed to look at like. That's why I want you to talk about your engagement story. Maybe it had a sad ending, but the beginning was probably really exciting for you. How did you feel? How'd you know that you were going to get married and this was the one? And also the reality of how it really went down. You know, so much of what's on social media are these elaborate, really profound engagement stories. And yet the reality of most of our love lives is that it's pretty ordinary. And we have to learn to love one another in our ordinary lives. So talk about that. And have fun, laugh, share the ins and outs of what you've experienced. And if there's been some sad parts of your story, you can share that reality as well. I am so grateful that you are pursuing your daughter's heart in this way. And yes, I'm sure it started out pretty awkward, but hopefully by now this is more of a norm, that you and your daughter are talking when you're in the car, or late at night when she's curious about some more things, that these one-to-one dates are just fostering a rhythm of honest conversations. You did this. You pursued her for 8 conversations this year, and I hope you won't stop. And in fact, I think you've opened the door from a deeper trust, for deeper safety in your relationship, and more honesty between you and her and God. God is using every ounce of this, but don't be afraid to tease and be more critical about what the culture is saying about dating, about love, and compare it to God's design for us. It's good. It's good. But it doesn't measure up to fantasy. So help prepare her for a reality so she is attracted to the right kind of love and not left wanting with all the unsatisfactory stuff that we're given throughout our world today. I can probably go on and on about that, but I'm going to leave it there and let you have a personal conversation with your daughter about these topics. Thank you for being the kind of mom that pursues your daughter's heart, and I know without a shadow of doubt she's growing in confidence.